look at the situation when this whole process started, everybody will say, I'm a woman, I'm a woman. Let's be objective. Come on. If any of the women that are listening right now, any of the women are in Mama Mohbad's position, are you now going to tell me that is justice? Are you going to tell me justice is served when you, Baba Mohbad, Iwo ati Mama Mohbad lejo bi omo, and if you believe that Iwo ati Mama Mohbad lejo bi mo, why should there not be understanding? There's a process in there. Sometimes you find a situation where a man is saying, "Only Loni, ofiomole for me." It is still a side of the story. It is still one side of the story. Josie, Oma Sotie, Yabo, is it Yabode? Yabode Sotie. But if we give Yabode the chance and the opportunity to speak, we will know that man very well. Because I don't think that guy ever had a good relationship with his children. Mohbad is a very good man. Is a sensationally good child who will never sell his family out, and he will never sell his family in a negative light. And he will always do the right by his family. He did it before his death for his mom. He wanted his mom to do well. Oh, love shop man. Oh my God, he's got a shop. He's gonna put stuff in that shop for the mom. Yes, I mean, why should the mom not benefit from Mohbad's legacy? Why should she not even benefit from his royalty? It is the mom, after all, because the father might not even be the father, but at least the mom is the mom because she carried that for 9 months. Why don't we look at it from a different perspective? Look at it objectively. Let's not orchestrate and castigate people. You know, when we do this, they've done it in the biblical days where you look at a group of people and you think that they will amount to nothing, and they just push them aside and they become outcasts. And then when you look at it in the biblical sense, when the understanding is there with the teaching of the Bible, you understand the reason why things of that nature should not have been done in the first place. Those are the kind women may have done, women may not have done, but why is Mama Mohbad on women's side? Now, you can say anything you want to say, but when the chairman went to Abuja, everybody wanted to speak to Mama Mohbad. Chairman wanted to speak to Mama Mohbad. Gorexi wanted to speak to Mama Mohbad. Mama Mohbad wants to speak to Mama Mohbad. Every cat and dog, even the fish that they have finished catfish inside the pepper soup, want to speak to Mama Mohbad.
Even everyone's auntie went to see Mama Mohbad. Everyone's auntie.
Even the Gouda in the bottle wants to speak to Mama Mohbad. You can see that these people are fooling us. They have a relationship in the background. If Mama Mohbad gets a phone number, a new number today, Baba Mohbad will get it tomorrow. And vice versa. The other way around. Who knows whether they are still engaging and still doing la pew pew in the background after church service? Nobody knows. The man is fooling everybody, is fooling himself.
IT guy, we knew of one. IT guy,
look at his demeanor. Look at his demeanor on that Sunday. I cannot even believe we were on Adenike's platform on Saturday into midnight on Sunday. And when I saw the bit I saw on that thing, and I thought, they play a video inside that on that platform. There was a video. I don't know who did the video. Latisne. It was about Latisne. When Amen CR7 joined, I was the one that interpreted the entire audio to the guy. And we went through Latisne and went through this whole thing. And I even sort of like mentioned the fact that Baba Mohbad should get a life, and that he cannot benefit from his son's glory. Why? Because he's not gifted. You are not a singer. You can never sing. You can't sing. Because even I can sing. I can go to church. Maybe when you go to church, everybody is singing. Supreme Iron Lady has been a deaconess before. Did you not sing in church? We cannot sing. We can sing. But because your son is a superstar, is now dead, you now want to say is your DNA. The Jackson family, I will still maintain it today. Papa Jackson and Mama Jackson protected their children. Remember how old Latoya Jackson was when Jackson 5 were reigning.
Oh,
They
yes.
protected Latoya Jackson. Look at Latoya Jackson today. Whatever they say, they can say Papa Jackson is iron and dead, but he did it for the benefit of his children because he knew they had something in them. Look at how the Venus family, is it what's it called, the tennis Venus family. Look at how that man protected his look at what he did for them. Baba Mohbad, give me 10 bullet points and tell me what you did for Mohbad. Even when Mohbad, when he got upon where he's had enough, he left home to go and live with the other guy. He left home at what age? When he left home at that age, was he not even grafting and doing stuff and bringing money home to you? Did you not collect the money?
Yeah.
You did nothing for this guy. He's now dead. You now want to on this level. If that's what you want to do, benefit from this guy's death, it won't happen. That GoFundMe, you better calculate your future on that GoFundMe. Whatever comes out of GoFundMe, when this whole thing is all over, we will keep a watching eye over you, and we will know when that money finishes, because that money will finish. That money is public's money that you haven't worked for. You haven't worked for. You want to benefit. You want that money. You want that money to be your pension. And that money, when they cash it in, everybody that spent out of that money, and it's nothing to do with Mohbad's legacy, it is fire that will blow their belly. Any fish and gouda and lapio they do juice with that money, it's fire that will bust their belly.
Amen.
Because why? They don't deserve it. They haven't worked for it. They are manipulating the public right now, and they've been doing that manipulation since the beginning. I got to that junction. The hospital was down the road. They called me back. Who called you back? Whose phone called you? When did they call you? Did you get to the hospital? When you got inside the house, you ran up the stairs. Did you know the body was under the stairs? What was upstairs? When you saw blood, who did you tell? Who did you tell? And then when you say you went to police station, you expect police to arrest everybody. When police did not arrest everybody, at least you are in police station, you should have opened your mouth and say there is foul play. Unless you have already started doing your own foul play. Were you not there 72 hours before the guy died? Did you not say you had something to eat with him on Saturday? Could you have poisoned him? You're a suspect too. If everybody is a suspect, if we want to do things properly, all they need to do, lock everybody up, get everybody to write a new statement, and then let's see how it goes from there. So everybody is a suspect. It doesn't matter who is a witness or who is. Everybody is a suspect. Story, no add up. Who called you?
I don't know why some people are romancing Baba.
Supreme Iron Lady is good to romance Baba. And you see, there are two ways I look at this. There's one side where you look at someone who is Baba, who is lost his child. You look at it from woman's side, who is lost the husband. Abi? She's a widow. And Baba won't power mommy. I want a lot more. Widow no need industry people. Who are the industry people? Shade Naira Marley ati Sam Larry the industry giant. Is it? Or is it Davido that gave them 2 million? And let me tell you something. On that GoFundMe, let me tell you, the public needs a refund. You know why? They put it in there. Part of the money. Let me finish. They said part of the money is going to be used to bury Mohbad. When they buried him the first time, they buried him substandard. So Davido's 2 million, how much Davido put in there, there's still change in there for them to use that money to bury him. So when they go on GoFundMe, they should delete the bits to bury Mohbad out of it.
That's true.
Because there is money in the coffers, there is change in Darosha's pockets to do the burial properly still on that money. So be bury, not be 6 foot down on that. Place don't decay already. Yeah, they're just using style inside freezer. They just to maintain it's just to lower it back in now. This time around, we're just gonna make sure they don't break his neck. If the bone is still strong enough to be broken. That's all. So why should you put it in there that they will get money to bury Mohbad when the money that they is donated to bury Mohbad is still as change? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, we need to look at this. If we take oh my God, whole process. You say this whole justice situation is just about common sense. It's not about, because what Baba Mohbad doesn't understand is that we are for justice, and it's just justice for Mohbad, all right? Like I wish Mr. Aloba long life and all that kind of stuff, but if what happened to Mohbad happened in his absence for whatever reason, the public would have taken this whole thing to the highest court, and I think African TV would have assisted us because he had something going. He had something. I can understand exactly what African TV was trying to do. When he got dragged by 70-30, I didn't get involved in that because I really understand the foundation of this 70-30. People are just saying 70-30. And even when the whole thing started and at the inception, when people started talking about this percentage, because I don't understand it, I just can't seem to say anything. It hasn't stopped me. I've had Woto with African TV. Yeah, the first one he will ever have on social media, I had with him. But it was on something trivial on Paparano's platform and all that kind of stuff. And then, we made up. Just like even Otumba. We made up because we are guys, we are boys, we just do our things. We just need to leave it and let it go. And then African TV was on to something. But when they realized what African TV was going to do, the common sense that they did not have was to have engaged with African TV. Instead, they were thinking about money. And you see, the thing is, when someone brings a magic to the table, one thing is you need to know if something is a brainchild of someone and you think you understand it and you want to go and do it on your own, hence they end up with this lattice nail, or whatever the case may be. He sort of like put himself in a position of prominence. He became a blogger, just like Blowjob and the rest of them. So they do their own thing. They are being sponsored by the same people who want justice. But the people who want justice have set up their own camp, and their own camp is not working for the people who want justice for Mohbad. You see, they want justice for their own pocket. We want justice for Mohbad. I don't want to be paid. A lot of us don't want to be paid. A lot of people have actually sort of like shelled out a lot of money. Supreme Iron Lady, I'm sure she will give you all the receipts and everything. Thing is, nobody can even question even if she inflates the money, nobody can question that, because even in the inception, I was one of the people that was actually sort of like a bit dubious of Supreme Iron Lady at the time. I said few bits and pieces. I said, let me keep quiet because I don't know this woman very well. So slowly, after a while, I realized that she was actually part of Inner Caucus. She's part of the sort of like what is termed, what they call them, the legal team or whatever at the time, whatever the case may be.
Please don't call me on that deal. Don't call me on that ground.
We need to give people that little credence, and that credence that we give people is that until you get to the bottom of it. Yeah, don't drag people needlessly until you get to. But Wumi's team will listen. We are all on the same side. The thing is, when there's injustice, the law will look to find out where the injustice itself has happened. Someone who need to give us the information. He's telling us they don't have to give us the information. So justice will not be served until that person is under oath, able to tell us. But when the time comes, which means he can maintain a silence, Baba Mohbad has given the power of attorney to Muiwa should have also maintained the silence. On Sunday, he should have actually sort of like engineered the process to make sure it's Muiwa that engineered the thing end to end. Why? Because he's the one that's got the power of attorney. You are telling us that you are not mentally fit. You are not in the right mental state to carry on a fight for justice for your son, and you vetoed the power to Muiwa, and you should have just left it there. You should have urged Gurexi to keep quiet and keep short and allow Muiwa to be the advocate, because he's the one that's got the power of attorney, for God's sake. But unfortunately, we want to make a mistake as well and say that the guy is not well read, is not learned, is illiterate, is this, is that. He's not illiterate though. He understands 70-30. He also understands what royalty means. He also knows what property means, and he also knows what landed property is. He also knows that if he plays his game right, he will benefit from whatever it is his son left behind. So let's be clear about this whole process, that yes, let everybody support Wumi's camp, let people support Baba, and let the rest of us fight for this justice. But Baba, you are the one that is in the height of the office in which we can give you the biggest respect. And all you need to do is respect yourself. There is no such thing as literate or illiteracy. A carpenter knows how to measure. And a carpenter who knows how to measure also knows how to calculate money. The carpenter knows the sweat he is going to put into getting all the fabrics and all the necessary bits and pieces it needs to create a furniture. And he will know how much he's going to charge that person. So let nobody fool you and start telling you someone is illiterate, and let them not fool you and say Baba Mohbad is being manipulated. It's not being manipulated. Manipulation to a certain extent, because you gave that power. You gave that power. Look, carpenters understand metrics. Carpenters are the most gifted people sometimes on the planet Earth. They will give you something out of nothing. They will measure it, they will do it and put it together, and you will think, how did that happen? You can go to a furniture store and go and buy a furniture for, I don't know, maybe 2 million naira. This guy probably will give you something of better standard, better substance for 1/4 the price. So Baba knows what he's doing. Baba Gurexi the last time was saying Baba get mental problem. Gurexi, no, listen to this. Gurexi was saying that Baba, it be like say Baba get mental health. Baba cannot speak now. Baba doesn't have any mental health. Baba that was found in a beer parlor when chairman went. Of course, he has a right to go to anywhere he wants to go to.
Baba collected 1 million naira from Darusha.
I'm going to drop you. Baba didn't sort of Baba.
So the bottom line at the end of the day is that Baba has his full faculties in place. If the process of fighting for justice was going to be too much for him, he surrounded himself with his confidant. He had people that wanted to help him for free. He got rid of the whole lot of them. And he surrounded himself with his confidant. Gurexi is a very clever man, very intelligent man, as we can see. Muiwa, oh my God, is a professor. He's got PhD. He's got PhD. These people are very intelligent people. So from his point of view, these are the most intelligent people that will allow him to discard of any team or any form of support, even free support that he has around him. These two people are the engineers. They are the top of the range personnel. They are the people who are going to be your lawyer tomorrow, your advocate tomorrow. They will open an agency once this matter is finished, and they've got what's it called, justice. They will help Bamiche. They will help African television with every other case African television is working on. Let's give African television his kudos. Let's give him the respect he deserves. You know why I want to give him the respect he deserves? Now, listen to this properly. Someone comes to you. They haven't come to you with 419 intention. They've come to you in peace. They thought they could help. And if he goes sour, if he's going to go this way, give them the respect they need. Okay, African TV, we've picked up your advice. We can let you go now and all that kind of stuff. Let it be. And go and look for your own process. But as we are today, putting things in perspective, Baba Mohbad needs to go back to the drawing board. If you are the father and the leader of all, you don't choose which child is going to be better than the other. You don't choose which child is going to make it than the other, because otherwise you won't come and say, this one is justice, this one is anti-justice, this one is semi-justice. When you start doing that, we're going to question your ability to be a father. We're going to question the reason why you ended up a lonely man in your life. None of your children, even when you took your children away from their mother and you pushed their mom away, which we don't know if that is the case, none of them, they cannot wait to run out of the house and leave you alone on your own. By the time you are 50, 54, 56, 55, you were on your own, living a sorry life. When your son died, you don't have a sense of remorse in you, other than say, "Kò ṣe léyìí fún mi, òun àti ìyàwó ẹ̀ ò ṣe léyìí fún mi." Ìyàwó ẹ̀ ti fẹ́ ọmọ. Your son is married. He should be able to build his own life, and they should be able to do their own thing. If you have wasted your own life and at the age of 55, you don't have anything to show for it, they should be able to do their own thing and get on with life. So if they don't come and give you biscuits and they don't come and give you blankets, at least let them make their own life. Let them do their own thing. Yes, people lose children. Yes, it's sorry. There are so many people in your circumstance, in your situation. They haven't gone to GoFundMe. They've just advocated. They look at African TV. Look at the people African TV are helping. Have they set up GoFundMe? Are they looking to benefit from GoFundMe? No. So we look at this, and it's literally, when you are a man, the first thing you do, you are married. Not every marriage will work. You can remarry, and you can live on your own and still look after your children. But your children, their prospect in life, how they're going to make it, what they're going to, the support you're going to give them should be number one. Whether mama run away or mama did not run away, you should still be able, at the age of 55, 56, be able to highlight to the public and say, this is what you've achieved as a man. And what you've achieved by a man also goes with the achievement of your children. The fact that your children have actually done well because you have assisted them to do so. But if your son has left you and is going to live his life is just about to start. He was going to go and buy a Range Rover. Maybe he's going to put down deposit. If he put down deposit, maybe he's even going to put it on layaway and be paying bit by bit. Maybe he doesn't have the money to buy it in bit. The house that Mohbad lives, we don't, exactly. The house that Mohbad that you are fighting for, we don't know whether it's landlord. We don't know whether Mohbad bought it. You are looking for papers. Have you got the papers to show whether Mohbad even owned the house? Everybody that is fighting left, right, and center, that Wunmi is fighting for house, do we even know whether the house belongs to Mohbad? If it does, where will people know have gone to town planning in Nigeria to go and bribe somebody to get the paper to say Mohbad owns the property? Is it true that people probably know that the property doesn't belong to the guy, or does it belong to a landlord? We don't know these things. Just as we don't know whether there was a CCTV. I was on a platform recently and I was trying to educate them a little bit from a technology perspective. And this guy who is Prince, he called himself Prince, Prinz.
Oh.
Now his name is Shinko now. Hi, guy.
Leave him alone, I beg.
So no. I know. There's a little bit of short fuse. There's a bit of corner somewhere, because he said something about his Baba Mohbad's lawyer, and I'm not allowed to call his client's name. Anyway, I finished it within few seconds. It was Amen. It was Amen that rescued him. But you see, sometimes it's not about him. And then it says something about BJ. BJ Blowjob said something about if they go to Apple, when they go to Apple and Apple give them access, they will find all the video in the cloud. And I'm saying, what sort of planet do you guys live? If you have a CCTV, is either you have a CCTV with a box. Now, if you have a CCTV with a box, the recorder is the box, one. Or you have a CCTV that records individually by itself because the unit that records it is inside it, one. That's two. Now, unless, first of all, the recording will be on the device, not in the cloud, unless you're paying a lot of money for terabytes to get that information to now be spooned into the cloud. It will cost you a lot of money and it can cause interruption. So let's put that one aside. Now, who commissioned the CCTV? Who signed it off? Who told you it was recording? When was that statement made? Because when you look at a CCTV with a device, a bottom device, doesn't necessarily mean that that device have a recorder in it, one. But when you look at a CCTV, you're able to see every corner of the building wherever the cameras are, right? Now, if that CCTV is running as it is and you haven't programmed it to record, it doesn't record by itself. If it hasn't recorded by itself, now let me tell you, Wumi deleted in the cloud. Let me explain something to you about cloud. If I have my phone as I do right now, and I have a CCTV as I do right now at home, the CCTV will have an application. I downloaded the application and I installed the application on my phone using the IP address, login ID, and I'm able to see my CCTV, all the cameras when I'm away from home. The recorder is inside the house. The recorder is not in the cloud. What is in the cloud is just an application that you install that enables you to view your house when you are away from it. If someone break into your house and take the bottom bit that is recording, there is no recording. When you put on your application is no longer pointing at anything. So what is in the cloud that people don't understand, unless you wake up one day and you look at terabytes of data and you now want to store that data in the cloud. We don't know that. Nobody knows that. So also, let me educate you a little bit. There has been sensational cases in America. There has been serious cases in America where Meta, who owns WhatsApp, refused to allow access to what is called encrypted data in the cloud, one. Apple is the same. They will not allow it because if they do, there will be a deluge of such requests, and the idea of you and I signing up to their platform indicating that they will protect our data that is encrypted then goes out of the window. So don't be telling me go to Apple. Who is Apple? There are legislations in place and there are jurisdiction. Now, this technology we borrow, just like TikTok and all this stuff, are away from our jurisdiction. We don't control what happens in the rules and regulation of their platform. We don't control all the jurisdiction surrounding the laws of the land in terms of criminality and protection, your protection as well as everybody's protection. So you're not gonna go to Google, hey Google, just give me the pin, just give me this, that. Come on. How many of such cases? Browse the internet, find one. If you can find one, come and tell me that Google then yielded, and then they now decided they hand over the information to FBI. What are we talking about? So when something is not there, is not there. Something that is not there cannot be used in any form or shape. If something is not there, is not there. To say it was removed is up to you. It's up to you. Police have gone there. Their forensics may have gone there. They don't have a proof that this thing was recording. Because all you need is just one tiny little shred of information to say, oh, this is a sample. It was recording on this date. We saw all sort of fabrication on social media where people put this and this together and then make it seem as if it's from the house, from whatever angle. So when we want to sort of like deal with, even the other time I was on another platform, someone was talking about the time on the phone when they did something, when they announced the death of Mohbad and all that kind of stuff. The time on this phone is and I said, Neil, in my own little small understanding of technology, anybody can set the time zone on their phone to any time zone that works for them. If you go to Nigeria on holiday, when you get there, I went to Dubai recently, when you get there, they will ask you what you want. Do you want to keep your own time zone? If you say no, they will change the time zone to their own. Otherwise, the time zone remains the home one and they sideline it with their own time. So sometimes people engineer something, sometimes people don't care. Someone can decide to buy a phone, set it up, and never bother about changing the clock on it. Just like when you buy a watch. When you buy a watch, it is not mandatory that you set a watch because sometimes proper watches out there are piece of jewelry. So I have watches and sometimes I don't set the time on them because it's not useful. I'm only wearing the watch to go and show off a bit in a party somewhere. Should I now be setting the time? I won't bother setting the bloody time on the watch because I just want to use it to show off for a few hours, go back home and go and hide it under my bed.
It's not for time telling anymore.
Just go and hide it under my bed. So the time that shows up on something, unless you understand what the time difference, and someone can pick up information, the time difference is there. This stupid girl was telling us there's no difference in time zone.
Molly, IT guy, that is name Molly.
We are not castigating you, we're not dragging you. We want you to do the right thing. And the right thing will be start telling us the truth. Because you've told us so many lies in the past. Who called you? When did you know about this guy's death? One of those guys who is a suspect said he called you about 5-6 times. Where is your phone? Can you do a screenshot of all the calls and all this stuff? Why is it that you and your team are reluctant to request for a digital forensics? Is it because you've got something to hide?
I even requested that Babajide Kaloshe forensic for me when Papadano was trying to calculate.
He won't do it.
When Wunmi had a baby that the pregnancy was 10 months, I told Baba, Eje Kaloshe forensic for Kodamilong.
Remember, all this stuff, we need to look at part of the story that is told, the one that is debunked. Remember, he has a lot to say about Wunmi. Yeah. And Wunmi definitely had a lot to say about him. Which part of it was debunked on either side? And when Wunmi came out and did that audio, whether it was leaked, whether it was recorded unintentionally or intentionally, they've dragged you, they've disrespected you, they've killed your character and even sort of like insinuate that you have hands in the death of your child. I think that should have been a stepping stone to say, if I'm not going to do any petition, I will do this one. Okay, he has chosen that he's not going to do petition because he believes that if we are family, we're not going to drag ourselves, we're not going to go to court, and all this little, he has all this stuff he put in places every now and again about if we are family, we shouldn't do this. If we are family, we shouldn't do that, right? This situation is complicated, and as complicated as it is, start speaking the truth. Tell us what really happened on that day. Tell us who called you, from whose phone, how you got to the house. Did you know that the guy was spied already? What did you go up the stairs to do when you probably saw him under the stairs? You cannot see that many people if you've been told already and get to the house and see that many people, which we don't see a video, no photo of all these many people that you saw. We don't know what people is just hearsay. You then went into the house knowing that your son is under the stairs. Then you then run upstairs. Are you going upstairs to go and catch his ghost just to make sure the ghost doesn't disappear? What is in that room that you went to look for up the stairs when you knew? You should know. They've told you before you got there. And if they haven't told you before you got there, once you get into that room, there are people there. You can see something somewhere. You ran up the stairs to do what? And then you did not tell us what you saw. Other than you saw blood, you saw this, and then you did not tell anybody what you saw. But when you go to the police station and you expect everybody to be arrested, why did you not get them to arrest you and everybody at that point by actually bloating and voicing it out? And the next course of action, which we don't know why you did it, is it needs to go 6 foot down under as quickly as possible. And it did. And then everybody is saying tradition, whatever. How are we so sure that you did not see Okuomo? When you ran into the house and you went up the stairs, did you not see his body? Are you telling us you didn't see that body? Even if you saw it by mistake? If you've seen it now. The only worst case scenario, you're not going to go to where they're going to bury him. So, did you see the body? Was he in the hospital? Or was he in the house? Did you see the body? Did you get involved in the process of the body going to the house rather than going to the mortuary? Did you? We don't know. We can only support you blindly and listen to your story. But now that we've got 70-30, who is Baba Mohbad? Tani Baba Mohbad. You can read that you can read that any way you want to read it. Tani Baba Mohbad.
Nibo like that. You are not saying
You don't know Yoruba.
Baba
You don't know Yoruba.